we've kind of like, I think we drifted from like two different topics. We started with like talking about creating content on YouTube, like, and I think that's a big topic that's good for us to explore. But we've transitioned into like the madness that is actually being entertained by like these YouTube and TikTok, and actually like being the consumer of it and how unhealthy it is, which I think is not really as big of a topic. I think it's just simply said like it's ass, like it's like smoking. So yeah, it sucks. It really, no one should be doing it. So anyways, let's get back to the topic of actually making the cigarettes for other people.
Well, you know what was actually interesting to me was thinking about the early years of like TV, because like you know Anchorman, right? The
movie,
the movies,
Will Ferrell.
Yeah. I mean, because it was like, if you think about the time period, and you know, part of our minds love the opportunity of like a luscious new like field of opportunity that is just ripe for fucking picking, right? Like that makes us naturally really excited. It's kind of like when like you just figure out how to like play a game and you're like, oh shit, I could do this, this, and this, and this, and that would help me win. And when you're talking about like that period of time, you could only imagine all the crazy shit that people were trying to do to put together to make TV shows, which is such a cool thing. Because if you've ever like made videos, have you ever made videos like with a video camera and like sat down and tried to like film people doing things? You ever done things like that? I know you've done like bikes videos, but have you ever been in a project where you're trying to like make a movie, an actual movie?
Yes, I remember doing it for a school project where we had to like pretend we were in a doctor's office or something for some dumb school project in elementary school. It was horrible. It was so bad. The acting was just so bad.
Yeah, the challenge is in that, and the coordination necessary, and the idea is to be able to bring something together in a professional way where, yeah, they're mindlessly trying to consume the entertainment, but it has to be like good enough for people to be able to lock in. It's not easy, you know? And so you have that experience, you know what I'm talking about, it not being that easy. It's fucking tough. And so when you're talking about the original shows that came out, and the dating shows and all of those things, it was like the wild, wild west of entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I find that really fascinating, especially because I was tying that in with Anchorman, because it wasn't just like TV shows. It was also transitioning from radio, people getting their news and entertainment from radio into like the TV. And you have the satirical like shows of Anchorman being able to make fun of it. But it was this like crazy thing back then when like, you know, your local Ohio like news reporter got bumped up to move to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is when you watch old sitcoms, like remember Nick at Night, they would play stuff like I Dream of Jeannie and like Bewitched, and these old sitcoms like from like the 50s, I think. Maybe they were 60s. But if
most
you ever,
of them were 70s and 60s. Yeah.
But if you ever try to watch those shows, they're so incredibly like just dumb. Like they're just so slow. Like the premise is something dumb like, oh, I forgot my watch, and then like a variety of things happen because you forgot your watch, and then people just sort of dumbly react to it, and you watch it and like you know what's gonna happen next, and the characters are just sort of really slowly emotionally reacting to things that don't matter. It's amazing where we've come from like that to where we are now, where kids watch these shows and the premise is still stupid, you know, oh, I forgot my watch. But everything's happening within a split second. Like nothing stays on the screen still for more than like 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, it is funny how our attention has mirrored the rapidity of our entertainment. Right? And I think it gets worse and worse and worse. Not to go back into the pitfall we were just talking about before, but But it is kind of true. I almost want to go back and like watch a Gilligan's Island to see whether or not what you just said is true. It's like turn on like season 3, episode 13 of Gilligan's Island. It's like, oh, I forgot my watch.
It'll literally be.
Oh, look, go get it, Gilligan. Let's go. Oh shit, that monkey from the tree throwing bananas at us.
The monkey has the watch, of course.
Yeah, I also like that he says, oh shit. Especially if it was like this weird alternative timeline where like it's trying to be the same old thing, but like it's clearly there's something really fucked up and weird about it. Like it's clearly not, like some weird thing is going on here. Like it's kind of eerie because you're like, wait, no, is this supposed to be Gilligan's Island? Why are they fucking saying like bad words and like why is Gilligan black? Eeriness, man. If you can figure out how to fucking make shit eerie, you'd be a billionaire. If you could just like package that. Like people always say packaging funny, but making things eerie. Like there was like this YouTube channel of this guy. All he does, and every single one of him, he makes the shorts, like YouTube shorts. And every single one of them, he's just like 3D, like created a overlapping image on like a video from a plane, and from the plane the person looks down and he just sees really big things, like big walking skeletons and like weird alien robots, and like he has like hundreds of videos where it's all just like people looking down from a plane or like looking down from a mountain or some shit to like see a giant scary eerie skeleton and come down, and it's like the first time you watch it, it does like get you in there, and it does kind of make you feel like this eerie sense of scale. But like it's a little bit too much. Like fucking 100 videos of this. Oh man, I'm in a plane again, and I see another fucking giant skeleton. This shit just keeps happening to me, man. Did someone else see this?
Sounds like it has like mild schizophrenia and has found an outlet for it or something.
Yeah, that's kind of cool if it's true. But like that eerie feeling of like, wow, something's not right. What the fuck is that? Almost like what's it called? The valley. What's the weird valley of people's faces called?
The uncanny valley. Yeah. You know.
Like if you
know where that comes from? People have said that comes from back when humans were coming into contact with other forms of humans like Neanderthals.
Yeah.
And there's actually like not just Neanderthals and like humans. There was probably like, I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong number. Let's just say 12 different kinds of humans running around at roughly the same time. You know?
Yeah, it's just a theory. But yeah, I've never heard that before.
No, they found...
You ever watching...
They found the skeletons from like different forms of humanids that were like different... I don't know if you want to call them different species or what. I'm really a stupid person, so I shouldn't be trying to explain these things. But the point is that
I don't know.
They were so drastically...
Yeah, no,
like, look at dogs, right? Dogs all look very different from each other. Like, that existed for humans. And we had all these different, like, breeds of humans running around at the same time. And there's theories that the uncanny valley feeling of seeing something that looks kind of human, but you can tell it's not, comes from that time period where your tribe really could run into another group of humans that were, like, really far away from you, genetically speaking. Like, from, you know, you divided from them a long time ago. Yeah. And I think it's actually kind of interesting that, like, the reaction to that was fear. And that kind of tells you a lot about what probably happened back then. Like, if the evolutionary feeling of finding some other group of humans that look different from you is fear, probably there was a lot of warfare back then.
Yeah, especially if it, like, genetically can get imprinted on you.
Yeah.
It's a genetic fear of snakes. Like, that shit is so strong, it fucking found its way naturally into your DNA.
Yeah.
Another thing, too, like, certain kind of animals are naturally able to do things. Like, spiders are naturally able to make webs. it's incredible that the feeling of something being slightly different, like her cheekbones are really high. You give me a really uncomfortable feeling, bitch. Go away. Like that shit just kept happening so many thousands of years that we're still like in fucking 2024 being like, man, that's creepy. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think humans in general are very comfortable with the we're not very comfortable with things that I don't even know what I was gonna say.
Have some semblance of reality, but something is altered about it.
That's I think what I was gonna say is that humans are very uncomfortable with the idea that genetics influence our behavior. We like to believe in free will, but I would argue that like all of our behaviors derive from genetics, and that culture and environment is simply a filter for what we genetically are going to be experiencing regardless. Like you have this like array of behaviors and reactions to things, and the environment just sifts through that and lets some of it through and some of it not. But like it's all genetic.
Depends on how specific you're talking about though. Because if you take a baby from like fucking Africa and they grow up in like a white American family, they're not going to be like, man, I need to fucking play the goddamn drums in the djube. Give me the djube!
No, and that's
like
why
violently attacking them. Where's my djube?
But that's evidence that humans are not that different genetically just because they were born in Africa and have dark skin versus being born in Norway or some shit. Like the genetics are very similar.
Yeah, our minds, like the way time works in our minds, it's like, yeah, 10 years ago was a long time ago. 100,000 years ago, it's not that long ago.
No.
That's what our brains do though, where it's like it just falls off. It's like, man, 1,000 years old, this thing's fucking ancient. Then people think about it 100,000 years ago and they're like, so? It doesn't really seem that far ago. Weren't dinosaurs like 64 million years ago? Like if I ask you a question, what's the difference in your mind in terms of feeling and reactionary between 64 million and 640,000? Is there any emotional difference between those two? 640,000 versus 64 million. Does it do anything different for you?
Are we talking about like the number itself or like the number of years? Like, is there a context?
Like a purely emotional level. Like, does that seem to be a big difference to you?
No, because at that level, my brain cannot picture what 640,000 different objects are. Like, I can't. I have a hard time picturing. Like, when you show me 100 marbles, I can't tell that it's 100 marbles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I had exactly 100 marbles in a jar and said, okay, guess how many marbles this is, you're not going to be able to guess how many it is. You can't conceptualize it. So the idea of like getting into the thousands, we just it's just a concept at that point. We're way too stupid to understand those numbers.
But we were talking about the idea of kind of like racism, right? Like we think that we're so different. There's always people who are always like, oh yeah, well, black people, they do the most amount of crime on black people. It's like, when you're talking about DNA and you're talking about how closely related people are, like we separated from Africa and like went to different places around 64,000 years ago is when Homo sapiens traveled out of Africa, right? And obviously Africans today are people who did not leave Africa. 64,000 years seems like a really fucking long time. But then when you start realizing that our species develops these memory type of mechanisms over hundreds of thousands of years and millions of years necessary to be able to develop and actually change our behavior based upon DNA. It's like, I know 64,000 years is a long time, but it's like nowhere near long enough to be able to create a like actual, tangible, noticeable effect from our DNA onto us as a being. Like, for example, our fear of snakes or fear of monsters, right? That took millions of years to be able to get that information through DNA naturally. Like, if you fucking take a baby, it doesn't matter what fucking baby that is or what kind of situation or culture, you throw a fucking snake next to it, that baby knows that shit's dangerous. What the fuck is a snake doing? You don't need to teach it. Like, listen, baby, that's a snake and it's gonna fucking kill you. That shit takes so long. And this idea that like somehow we are racially so different from each other from this amount of time, it's bullshit. And so I'm actually kind of saying what you said earlier was bullshit, that we're somehow like actually trying to get affected from our DNA for our culture. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't think that's true.
I mean, I don't think you could actually argue against my point, because if you understand what I'm saying, it's hard to argue against it. What I'm saying is that, you know, you have all the varieties of behavior that you're capable of as a human being, and that's determined by genetics. You can't go outside of what you're genetically capable of in terms of behaviors. Like, you know, a midget is not going to be able to slam dunk a basketball. Like, they just genetically, that behavior is off limits. And so
is slam dunking a behavior?
Of course, that's a behavior.
What if you lowered the hoop? What if you lowered the hoop? That would be. Then they lowered the hoop.
If those are the same behavior, then the NBA has no reason to be excluding dwarfs and having the basket only be that high. Reid. They're not the same.
Capabilities and behavior. Like if you took like a society full of people who are like short people, like under like 5 foot or under 4 feet tall, they would develop basketball hoops that are their height that they could still dunk. Right?
I would argue they're not genetically capable of developing short basketball hoops, Reid.
You are not allowed to fucking make a hoop that's under 10 feet tall, you fucking midgets. Come on, guys, come on. You're breaking out of your DNA here.
No, my point is that behaviors are constrained by genetics. And then when you look at those varieties of behaviors...
I gotta interrupt you. I just got this really funny picture of like a street basketball like place, and there's like a picture like on next to the gate, and it's like a midget like dunking, and it's like X'd out. It's like no midget.
All right, I don't want to keep going into like genetics nonsense. I want to change the subject. I actually do want to talk about.
We're just about to talk about China.
No, I want to talk about exercise. And I want to talk about like the mental health aspect of exercise. And I want to ask you, like, do you actually do cardio? I know you do weightlifting, but do you do any cardio?
I mean, I do uphill walking on the treadmill. So I aim for about like 140 to 150 heartbeats per minute for about 30 minutes.
So you don't jog, but you do like walk uphill on the treadmill.
Yeah, I fucking hate jogging.
Yeah, I don't
really
like.
Bad.
I don't like running either. It's extremely painful in a way that just is so repulsive to me. I mean, cycling is also.
I totally agree.
Cycling is also very painful, but it's painful in like a different way than running. Whereas running is sort of like an impact sport where your feet are constantly impacting the ground. Cycling is more painful in like a muscle soreness kind of way. And like
it's the same way that lifting is.
Yeah, lifting is not. But you know, they say that lifting is actually good for your bone density. Like it actually is high impact for some reason, whereas cycling is known to be low impact, and it can actually cause, if all you do is cycle, it can cause bone density issues because the exercise.
You're like turning into a bird.
It's because you're turning into a bird. That's exactly why. What made you just say that? That makes no sense at all.
You are going.
That made no sense. You're just like, oh yeah, cycling.
Birds have hollow bones. You don't know that?
Yeah, okay. But that is so incredibly stupid.
That was clever. It was clever because I decided it was clever.
Right. So birds are dinosaurs. And dinosaurs originally became birds by cycling. Is really just further explanation from your point of view there. Like if we're going to extrapolate
to our natural position of dinosaurs, Colin.
I really don't have any comment on that. I was going to say that.
Go ahead.
So cycling is low impact, okay, and when you exercise, your body uses calcium, and it can be extracted from your bones, and so one way that running and weightlifting actually helps is that your bones get triggered to actually take in calcium and to rebuild when they're damaged from the impacts of running or from weightlifting. And it doesn't happen in cycling. So you're just extracting calcium from the bones, but you're not, creating small damage to the bones, which causes them to heal and become stronger than they were before.
No. Yeah, I guess it's just such an unnatural thing. Like, you're not actually touching the ground, but use your legs.
I mean, have you seen like dogs? Like some dogs, if they haven't seen a cyclist when they were a puppy and they're now an adult, they freak the fuck out when they see someone riding a bicycle. It looks so unnatural to them. Like they don't look human anymore.
Like Kermit the Frog. Let's drive a bike.
What the fuck?
Dude, I can imagine that. And I feel like also, you were just saying, like I wonder if swimming is also kind of in that category. If you only swim, do your bones get like thinner and thinner and thinner? That's not impact either.
They have this amazing thing called Google, and I need to know this, so I'm gonna let's say, is swimming low impact? It's gotta be. Like it's gotta be. Is swimming low impact? It's low impact sport. So the next question is, does it cause low bone density? And then Google is telling me swimming does not seem to negatively affect bone mass.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I guess it's just because there is an actual, like, historical, and that's a weird word to use. It's more evolutionary. No, I'm trying to get the right word here. It's weird to use that because our ancestors.
Your bones are like putting on their glasses and they're like, actually, this is not historically accurate activity.
There is something there, though. Like, none of our ancestors rode a bike, right? There was never like, at some point in the chain of becoming human beings, like, oh, well, we rode a bike for a while. We just lost technology.
For a while.
Yeah.
Like some caveman's like, I'm going to go cycling for a bit, guys. I want this to be canon in the future for our bones.
I like having a shirt. I would like to have a shirt that said bikes are lost technology. Like the context necessary to understand that shirt. People would be like, what the fuck does your shirt mean? That makes me feel dumb. What does that mean? Oh, well, at one point in time, our ancestors or our distant ancestors or our very far distant relatives rode a bike for a while.
Did you just say relevance?
Relevance. Well, it's when human beings relevance.
Yeah, the elephant relatives relevance.
I gotta type in relevance now. That's gotta be a thing, right?
That's definitely a thing. Even if the internet tells you it's not, it is a thing. Don't believe the internet, Reid. The government doesn't want you to know about your relevance.
You know what it came up with, Colin? You know what it came up with? r/elephant.
Nice. Okay. That's really
There's a Reddit community. Thank God.
Is there a picture on the internet of a raptor riding a bicycle? Like, that probably exists, right? Let me see.
AI, I'm sure. With how often you can get. There's a relevant shop.
Let me see if they have
relevant evolution.
Raptor on a bicycle. Let's see. Images.
You can get AI to do that in an instant.
So the problem I have immediately is that there's multiple bicycles called Raptor. And so it's just endless pictures of bicycles that may or may not be called Raptor bicycles.
Well, now I need to see what a Raptor would look like on a bike, so I'm going to use an AI generator.
I mean, I literally wrote Raptor on bicycle, and Google's like, did you mean Raptor bicycle brand? And it's like, that's not what I typed in. This is why people hate Google nowadays. Like,
thanks for taking... Yeah, Google sucks fucking dick now. It's terrible. It's just awful. Like, the first 10 things are ads you can't like actually look at photos anymore. Like you click on it, it's like, I'll take you to the website. It's like, no, can I just have the photo? I'll take you to the website. It's like, I just want, this photo's 2,000 by 1,500 pixels. Like, why does it look like it's like from 2000? What the fuck? Like, click on it and just, it's terrible, man. It's terrible.
You know, one thing
Have you ever gone to Google? Have you ever gone to Google and you like click on images, but it just all of a sudden loads completely and it takes you to shopping because all of a sudden like the shopping bar pops up right underneath your finger?
I love that. You know, every time I'm trying to look up information on the internet, what I'm really trying to do is find products to buy. That's, you know, deep down, I'm just trying to fulfill my consumerism needs. So I really appreciate Google redirecting me from what I asked for to something that I can buy. Like, that's really important to me.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like when they first started, they were like, we're going to be the company of the future. Shit was a long time ago, man. I remember being in elementary school library in 3rd grade or 4th grade back in like 1997, like opening Google for the first time. Shit has been around. Man, surprising they made it this far.
It was amazing. Right, so, when it first came out.
A raptor riding a bicycle looks way more natural than I would have expected.
Where do you think birds came from?
Do you want to see?
You're gonna share this photo of a raptor on a bicycle with me?
Yeah. There you go. And Chinese internet.
You can really tell we're in the future when sending a fucking picture took that long.
There you go.
You know, that raptor looks kind of fat. And if you look closely, he doesn't actually have his feet on pedals.
I don't know, it's good enough.
I mean, if you squint your eyes, what is going on in the background there? Like, they have some like weird, like modern architecture with like windows in the background. Like, and he's also like,
I legitimately believe now that if raptors evolved into hyper intelligent species, they could have ridden bicycles.
I almost think that we should make the YouTube channel about dinosaurs on bicycles. Like, I think everything should be framed.
That should be our logo. That could be our logo.
I don't see how that can't be our logo. Although that I gotta say, that raptor looks not accurate at all. Like, look at his biceps. They were not known for their biceps.
He's got human arms.
And his body is just chunky. Like, he is.
If he used his claw to like go onto the bike, because he's got like fingers, right?
This raptor is just not
can't
accurate.
Do fingers.
I think we could have way more realistic looking raptor than that. Like, that raptor is just.
It gave me 4 other choices. The other 4 choices are really stupid.
He's like a furry version of a raptor, honestly. Like, that's a dude in a raptor suit.
Actually, one of the other raptors has feathers. This one's a little bit better in terms of feathery raptors, but looks a lot weirder, and his bike wheel is like autistic in a way. I'll send you all 3, and they also sent a girl raptor. Thankfully, it wasn't just boys, so it was.
I didn't know that boy and girl raptors look different.
Well, actually, you know it's a girl because it's pink and has feminine features.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so this raptor this raptor is wearing a backpack for some reason. And pants.
Wait till you see the girl.
Is that a purse? What the fuck is that?
You know what it did?
Why her
it
thighs
took a picture
fucking
of a girl.
Huge. Her thighs are fucking massive. It took a picture of a girl riding a bike. It took a picture of a girl riding a bike and then just pasted a fucking dinosaur. Man,
and look at its hips.
If this is the best that AI can do right now, this is fucking terrible. Which program are you using?
All right. I'm using Canva.
I don't even know what that is.
Now we do Brontosaurus.
I have the paid version of ChatGPT, the newest edition, and let's see if they can do better.
The 4.0.
Can you give me a picture of a raptor on a bicycle?
Oh, the Brontosaurus looks much better.
I don't know what a Brontosaurus is.
My fucking God. You don't know what a Bronto is?
Is that the huge one?
With the long neck? Come on, I'm just going to send you the 4 cards.
How the fuck could you make a bicycle that big, dude? That's impossible.
Just look at the picture I sent you.
Why does it have 2 tails? What the fuck is going on? The clouds are pink for some reason? Like, what?
Yeah.
Honestly,
like
those do look
right.
a lot better. They look like something from like a really shitty anime.
Oh, there needs to be an anime of just dinosaurs.
Oh, dude, you have to see this shit. See, ChatGPT doesn't fuck around, right? I don't know what service you're using, but compare it to this fucking shit because this is insane. Like, this is what I'm talking about, all right? Look at that. Like, yeah, his leg is going through the frame of the bicycle for some reason, but like, that's hardcore right there.
I can't see it yet. Oh, here we go.
That's on another level, man. Like, your shit is like 1980s anime. Mine is like...
I purposely, I chose that setting. I chose the setting. It's literally anime.
Okay, then I'll do the same. I'll ask mine for a fucking anime version. Anime version, please. Watch my anime version be fucking
I don't know why it's taking so long to download that file you sent me.
What file?
Jesus. The one that the dinosaur riding a bike.
Wait, you didn't see it yet?
No, it's still downloading. All right, go on. This is so fucking dumb. Let me, please let me show you this. This is... I'm just trying to like comprehend the logistics necessary to have this be real.
Jesus, that is so fucking bad.
Why would you need to get a dinosaur to ride a bike and then ride the dinosaur?
Is that technically a motorcycle?
If you think about it, it's actually more efficient.
It's more efficient.
Think about putting a horse on a bike made for a horse. It would be better than a horse.
Why did
Bikes
that
are
never
better
happen?
than people.
Why did that never happen? What the fuck? No one's ever done that.
It's mechanical advantage.
No one's ever mechanically advantaged a horse and then ridden on top of it. No one has ever done that. Wow.
I just like the idea of an anime where they always ride around on horses and riding bicycles.
I don't think a horse can efficiently use anything even close to what a bicycle is. It seems like a raptor was almost built to ride bicycles.
Oh, fucking finally this thing finished downloading.
I sent you another one too. It's probably going to take half an hour for you to see it.
Dude, I just love the idea of people riding dinosaurs riding bikes.
I don't know what to think about that. I love how
I'm sorry.
I love how I had a YouTube. I had a YouTube channel of like group rides and races, and I'm gonna turn it into like pictures of you and I reacting to a fucking person riding a raptor who's also riding a bicycle and talking about how that actually would have been more efficient.
I just love that.
That actually would have been more efficient than any other form of transportation.
My brain is legitimately trying to think about how to make a horse bike. It's like brain cells are firing in my brain, because you don't really control your thoughts.
The truth is, Reid, is that no matter how good it is, it would never be as good as an actual raptor on a bicycle. Can you imagine the speed a raptor on a bicycle could generate? Like, holy shit.
This is fucked up. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Colin, this is kind of fucked up. The horse had no front legs, and so they replaced it with a bicycle.
It still looks like the guy is pedaling, or the girl is pedaling it.
Girl, it's still behind. And then I don't know for what reason, I typed in a man riding a horse and the horse is riding a bike, and for some fucking reason, it gave me this. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know where the horse is. No. I don't know why she's so small. I don't know what her legs are doing. I don't know why she's so angry.
She has a dildo coming out of her forehead.
What is going out of her head?
She literally has a dildo coming out of her hair. I don't know what the... That was an image for a horse on a bicycle?
Yeah, I typed in a man riding a horse and the horse is riding a bike. And that's what came up. So. And it also sent me just a normal picture of a guy riding a bike and a guy riding a bike next to a horse. So those are two lazy.
ChatGPT.
I don't know why.
ChatGPT said that it's having trouble generating that image. So it's really obvious that horses were not meant to ride bicycles. I mean, that's why it never happened.
Ask ChatGPT, how could I effectively design a bicycle for a horse?
I'm sure ChatGPT would be really good at the mechanical engineering of that. So yeah, I'll do that.
Ask it. What did you ask it?
Just draw a picture of a horse on a bicycle.
See, I think you should ask it to draw a bicycle designed for a horse. Like, it would need 4 wheels. It would need 4 pedals, right?
How the fuck would it balance, dude? It would need like a tricycle.
No, it needs 4 wheels. You would need 4 wheels. It would be like a thing that like encapsulates the horse, and as the horse like moves, it moves the mechanically advanced. It's basically a car attached to fucking horse things. This is just a fucking horse like riding a BMX.
Can you design a bicycle that would effectively utilize a horse's biomechanics?
Oh, Jesus. Now that oh my God. All right.
Wow. So ChatGPT wrote out 8 different points of different design decisions it would have to make to help with the horse. And now it's generating an image of a horse on a bicycle. And, oh my God, the result is so bad. Okay, I gotta share this with you. So first off, it wrote code to generate the image because the images are, I think, generated by a different software called Dolly or something like that. So it comes up with a prompt, and this is the prompt that it came up with. Like that's the prompt that it tried to tell.
Detailed conceptual illustration of a bicycle designed for a horse to ride. The bicycle has a long, tall frame made of lightweight materials like carbon fiber or titanium. The handlebars are wide and adjust. Why would it need handlebars?
It has to be able to make turns, right?
Oh, what the fuck? Minimal surgery required.
Minimal surgery? God, that is horrible.
This is just a fucking horse with its head attached to some handlebars.
It's minimal surgery, Reid. It's minimal. Look, we did as little surgery as we could. We kept the head and neck.
Dude, I just got the image of like the mafia movie. The guy like pulls off his like blanket and he's fucking... Hey, at least it's got a water bottle.
You might get thirsty, Reid.
Oh, also, it's got a pedal on its back wheel. Dude, that is fucking... can you please make a shirt and at the bottom of this shirt it says minimal surgery required? Oh, I'm gonna do it right now.
That is definitely a highlight. That is a highlight. We're putting this on the front end of my YouTube video. We're gonna start out strong with this conversation about getting ChatGPT to design a bicycle for a horse, and without any prompting, it decides that it's gonna have to do surgery. Oh my god!
All right, I'm doing it.
You're making a T-shirt that shows that it says minimal surgery required. I mean, without the context, I don't know that would make any fucking sense at all. I don't.
I think it kind of does.
I mean, maybe on top it can be like horse bicycle minimal surgery required.
Oh, it's so fucked up. It's not even funny. I'm like choosing the perfect font for it. Just give me a minute.
You know, when people talk about how like AI is dangerous, I think this is what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if instead of just it giving me pictures and shit, that it was actually like, okay, let me go get my robot out into the barn and I'll fix you up a bicycle for horses real quick.
Yeah, yeah, that's the problem with AI generators too, because they have like a certain filter to not like create weird, creepy shit, right?
I mean, no, they definitely have filters. They're supposed to be very like ethical and shit. Like they don't want to get sued,
yeah.
but you know, you can't. I mean, AI doesn't have a concept of the world. It just doesn't. You know, it just all it has is like what we've told it about the world. So when you ask it to do something that's outside of what it's experienced before, it gives you a bicycle with a horse head taped onto the front of it.
I don't know. I think this font works. You tell me. Good fucking shirt. Did you get it?
No, not yet.
Really? I sent it to you.
Oh yeah. Minimal surgery required. God, when you look at that shirt, yeah, I really do think it should say horse bicycle on top of it. Because that's the full context. You see horse bicycle, and then you see that, and you see minimal surgery required, and then beneath that, ChatGPT designed.
I'm thinking of like, if I put a speech bubble on the horse, right?
Wait, did it actually say minimal surgery required?
No, I came up with that.
Oh, I thought ChatGPT said that. I didn't actually read the whole thing. I thought it said, "Oh, you're going to disc brakes, a carbon fiber frame, and make sure you do minimal surgery on the horse."
I know, but that was the point. I'm pretending it did say that, but yeah. If the horse was going to say something, what would it say?
You mean the horse bicycle hybrid?
Yeah.
I think we should ask ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask. Okay, look at that image. Tell me what the horse would be saying.
I wrote down, "I'm doing my part." You know what I mean?
Looking at the image of the horse riding the specially designed bicycle, the horse might be saying, "Finally a bike that fits my style. Time to pedal through the fork with grace and speed."
I like "finally a bike that fits my style."
I mean, if your style is to be a decapitated horse, yeah. I don't know how that bike fits that style at all. Would you say that horse is different from standard horses? Yes, this horse is definitely different from standard horses. Riding a bicycle requires a unique set of skills and adaptability that standard horses typically don't possess. This horse shows an unusual level of coordination, balance, and intelligence to ride a specially designed bicycle, making it stand out from the average horse. I wonder if it's even looking at the image.
Yeah, I don't think even if it did. What do you think of it with the do you think it's better? Is the shirt better with or without the finally a bike that fits my style? We've got to order that t-shirt. If we ever have a shop for our stupid shit, that's gotta be honest.
I think that it's only funny within the context that it's a ChatGPT designed horse bicycle. I mean, if you don't know that, it just looks like a bicycle that someone like cut off a horse's head and shoved on the front of.
All right, I asked Dad. I said, Dad, without knowing any context, what does this make you think?
Yeah, I think that's it's an
Finally, a bike that
it's important to get the boomer opinion on these kind of things.
I like how the bike is like a little bit down to the left. It's just so, and the seats is, there's like two seats. One of the seats is like the horse's
saddle. Yep.
So I kind of feel like you could bring your girlfriend.
For some reason, ChatGPT thinks that image has 6 legs. I don't see how it could even interpret that. I don't think that it's even seeing the image.
Why don't you ask it to describe what it sees?
I mean, at this point, I've already lost all trust in its ability to actually look at the image that it generated. I don't think it's actually...
I feel like minimal surgery required needs an exclamation point at the end of it.
All right, you know what, Reid? We're actually going to make those t-shirts, and we're going to see if anyone buys one on the YouTube channel, okay? If anyone wants to buy this image on a t-shirt, we'll let them do that. We'll let them make that decision.
I mean, you can get t-shirts made pretty cheaply.
I love how this derived from us talking about how cycling lowers bone density. Like this is the end result of that. Like that's
well,
like
no, I mean technically this started from us drawing raptors on bicycles.
Right, because that derived from your comment about like what was it? Something about birds? Like I talked about cycling lowering bone density, and then you said that it turns you into a bird or something like that.
Yeah.
That's got to be an example of like the butterfly effect right there. Like we would have never have had this t-shirt had we not started with bone density and cycling.
What's funny is we always end up with something we want to put on a shirt.
Always. That's always the end result. We should have a shirt store that's just derived from these videos. Like we just make these videos, we create inside jokes, and then we put them on shirts. That's a multi-million-dollar company idea right there.